they had like a ton of little amethysts. So we found the right amethyst stone that we're like, that would be good for Jack for his real amulet. You know? And so we bought it. It was like $4 and it was like a pretty decent sized stone. And so like I go up to the counter and a very nice lady, she's like, ooh, that's a good one. It's like, thank you. She goes, that'll wrap up real nice. I'm like, thanks. And she goes, and you know what? I go, what? She goes, amethyst is great for headaches.
No.
I'll keep that in mind because I get a lot of headaches. And then Blanca looked it up in the car. She goes, amethyst is also good for mood control. It prevents you from feeling rage and anger. I go, that's interesting because ever since you brought that in the car, my rage has been increasing.
Welcome back to Just Wittily Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I am Tom.
And, you know, honestly, this might be a shorter podcast
Yeah,
today.
sorry, guys. We got things to do.
Yeah, like
we got a life to live.
We got a tea time at 11:40.
Yeah, I got up and went to the gym this morning. You guys fucking believe that?
Actually, since the last podcast, how many times have you gone to? You started the gym.
This is my third time.
Yeah, because you weren't doing the gym when we did the podcast last time.
No.
How are you liking
Our
it?
last? Oh yeah, I started Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I like it a lot. Actually, the environment in there is somehow very. So we joined the gym called Orange Theory. Those of you that
Haven't heard of
is
it.
it everywhere or is
It's
it just
everywhere.
Washington?
It's no, because I went to one in Oregon,
Yeah. Okay.
and then someone from Florida came apparently,
okay.
and they've gone to
right.
one. So I think it's a national.
so the idea is that you eat a lot of oranges and then you go work out.
That's the theory behind
just-
it. You don't want to
just-
get what's the thing that
scurvy.
Scurvy, yeah.
There's an outbreak of scurvy across America. It's really bad.
terrible.
It's very
It's up there
sad.
with monkeypox. Yeah.
Mpox. God, that's sad. All joking aside, I saw a little picture of this little baby in Africa, all covered in little
Oh god, that's
little pox.
terrible. That stuff makes me sad.
Man. I'm like, come on. So no, you don't actually have to eat oranges when you go to the gym. That's
No.
not at all it. You want to be in the orange zone of your
You're like our
effort,
heart rate, yeah.
right?
Yep.
That's how you know that you're killing calories and you're like building your body.
It's like a what they call a HIIT workout, like a high intensity training.
Which I hate. Typically, traditionally, I absolutely hate HIIT workouts.
Well,
I
because
don't-
it's usually like, okay, let's do 1,000 burpees.
yeah, come on, man, and then they get in your face and like, come here, bitch, and then
Well-
I don't like it. But this place is not that way. But I push myself, and I like that, you know.
And I think that's what they encourage.
Yeah, and it's like what I love about it is it's hard, and there's a lot of things like I don't want to do. But when I was doing an app that I did before at the house, the workouts were a lot longer. I did the advanced workouts, and I make myself do them, but I didn't do them like HIIT like they were supposed to.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like an hour workout took like 1.5 to 2 hours.
Okay.
Because I'm like, they'd be like, don't give up now. And I'd be like, fuck that, pause.
Give it
take a
up.
breath. I don't like feeling like I'm going to be sick, you know? And a lot of times in the HIIT workouts, I start to get to that point where I'm like, "Ugh," and
That's
I
you want.
I don't like that.
No one likes that.
I know, but I mentally don't care.
My very first day doing Orange Theory,
Yeah.
I had that feeling where I felt like I was going to puke. I was like, bruh, this is terrible. So, but the cool thing is they encourage you to obviously push yourself, but also kind of
Recognize
go at your pace.
Right.
But don't.
It's orange theory,
Yeah.
not red theory,
Yeah.
you know? And I get a lot of red minutes right now. That
yeah.
means my heart's like, you know, it's doing a little work to get itself caught up with where it should.
I rather have it in. So there's different zones. So basically, you want to be in the orange zone, and if you're in the red, that's okay. But you don't want to be in the green, blue, or gray
Because you're being a loser.
your heart rate's really not doing much.
I'm not 100% sure what the gray zone is.
I think that's just starting out.
Yeah, like you're
you
not
just
doing
turn it on.
anything. You just have it on and it's on your arm and you're not even.
Yeah.
at
So
all.
so when you have a lot, it's usually because something technical's not working. So if you're in the blue a lot, then that's usually you're not. You can probably work a little harder.
Yeah, I was in the gray the entire time.
Yeah. So usually you can work a little harder if you're in the blue or
yeah.
something. Yeah, I think the gray's like a.
The gray is how I knew that I had a tech issue today. And a tech issue sadly turned out to be me. I logged in under the wrong person. So
Oops.
they got some splat.
God, that would be tough though. Having 2 Toms.
Yeah,
is he Tom or
was Tom and
Thomas?
I was Thomas, and I didn't know that because I go by
You're
Tom.
Thomas.
So she did update my name to Tom, which is good. And for all you out there, I know you were on pins and needles hoping that she would do that for me.
Yeah, I was.
So I'm going to move on to more interesting things. But yeah, the gym is cool. Gone 3 times. It's been a while, and my legs are always like strong. Mm-hmm. So I never feel like if there's one part of my body that just naturally looks buff, if you will, it's my legs.
Yeah.
They just always have been that way. My arms, never. My body, no. Nothing that would be cool to have look buff ever does. But my legs always have been that. So I haven't always tended to like work on them like I should. So really working on them hurts a lot.
Oh God, dude, legs are the worst.
Yeah. So like my thighs have been pretty much achy all week. And I'm not yet at that point. You know, like when you get into working out enough that it doesn't hurt so bad anymore. Yeah. And then you can like push it more, or like you can go a couple days in a row. I'm not quite there yet. I'm in like the freeze up phase where your muscles, like you can barely stand up.
You can walk downstairs.
Like literally when I tried to meet you on like Wednesday or whenever it was, I'm like, this is going to be bad. I'm going to squat and not be able to stand up. Like, I was gonna have to talk to the guy and be like, "What else can I do?" Because this is
surprisingly. So that kind of for me, like walking downstairs or doing that, like you're like, "Oh shit," it hurts. I remember I did the workout. I went to work out the next time, and I was like, "Fuck," it's gonna suck. And I was actually surprised at how much it didn't.
Probably warmed you up or whatever.
Yeah, like I was like surprised. I was like, "Okay, my legs they're sore." Yeah. But like I'm running on the treadmill and I'm like, okay, it doesn't feel bad. I felt it when, luckily there wasn't like a squat day or like a step up day.
Every day I've gone, it's been squat or step up every single day.
So yesterday I did that dry try challenge.
Yeah, right.
And that was, like I was telling Tom earlier, just before, it was a 2,000 meter row, which you start at. And rowing's, it's tough already. It's a man, that's a good all around workout. I feel like
it is.
Rowing.
It works. Yeah. Your whole body.
Yeah, I hate it. So we did a 2,000 meter row, and then you jump into the weight floor, and you do body weight exercise pretty much. So you had to do like you had to do these step ups on the fucking bench, and then you had to do like
just with your own body weight.
Yeah, and then you had to do squats. And then you had to do like only 10 burpees, thank God. Well, a total of 20 because you do 2 rounds of that. Yeah. So you do that, although like it's like 5 or 6 exercises. You do that. All those 2 rounds of those, and then you jump to the treadmill and you have to do a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. Yeah. But you're doing this as quick as you can do it. Obviously for me, I'm like kind of competitive. So I'm like seeing who's where, and I'm like, okay, no. Oh man. And then I was probably the 3rd person on the treadmill, but there was this girl, two of the people that were on the treadmill before me were girls. But they were killing it. There was this one girl, I think she must do like Spartan workouts or something. She's pretty like kind of
stocky.
Like, she's not stocky, but she's stocky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Just like, built.
You can tell
every muscle's like chiseled.
I think she runs or something. But
gotcha.
She was on the treadmill, and she ended up like beating all of us. Like she was the first one done. I was like, fuck.
See, I'm slower.
On the treadmill,
I may not do the most weight.
Yeah,
but nobody can catch me in them red minutes. Nobody can catch me in the red.
The treadmill is where I feel like I'm pretty good at running. And so when I was on there, I would look over. It was like me, someone else, and then I saw her over there, and I'm like, okay, I know she runs really well. Yeah. So I'd look over and I'd see what her speed was. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go up, blah blah blah. Yeah. Because I'm competitive. I need something to push me sometimes, and so for me, it was like a competition. So when I finished the run, I was like, I might not have won the whole thing. I was like the second person done, but I was like, but my 3 mile time was faster.
But you feel pretty good. There you go. Yeah, I haven't quite figured out.
Like I could have went to the gym this morning.
Nice.
Like I felt good. You'll get to that point where you feel like you're just like, oh.
I don't know if I'll ever go every day, but I mean, I'll definitely be going 3-4 times a week.
Well, I think that's what you want, really. Yeah. Me and Alicia we know us. If we stop, it's
no, I get it, man. That's where I was 2 years ago when I was working out a lot. I can't even say I really work out yet because it's been 1 week. But I used to be like committed, and it was either like a walk/run, or it was a weight workout every single day. And then I took like the weekend off or whatever. Sometimes I'd take a day off, but
you know what's cool is like kind of getting to the root of it, though, it's like the vibe in that place.
It is pretty neat. Yeah, you go in, all the lights are orange, so it's got like an orange glow.
Which I never noticed until Alicia pointed it out because her friend had said something about it. And I had already been going for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was what I first noticed. I walked in, I was like, wow, it's very orange in here, which is kind of cool. And then I don't know, it's like it's a non-threatening environment.
It's very positive.
Like, even though it's a gym where everybody's like doing gym stuff, it just doesn't, I don't feel that like that sense of like, oh, I'm going to be stronger than everybody else and like, fuck you, you know, kind of attitude.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not just like the gym rats. You're not seeing like the gym rats there. Like you're there for that. It's kind of like that one class, I guess, in like a big gym. That
like a spin class.
Yeah.
Everyone's there for the same common goal, really, is to, you know, be better, improve. But the cool thing is it seems like everyone's really encouraging of each other. And so, like, I don't know. I was talking to one of my my technicians who works out a lot, Brian, and we were talking about vibes and, you know, just that energy that you feel and like going into places, and it's like it could either make like, you know, a job good or bad, or it can make a workout fun or not. And he said he switched to a different, or he tried out this other gym and didn't like even though it had all the like high techy stuff, like it just didn't feel good. Like he said, that
crappy white light.
It was just he said it felt like a prison. It just didn't feel good. Like it just seemed like a place like
jumped in the shower.
It's just like a place like you don't want to work out. Like you just,
all the white guys stand in one corner and all the
it's all switched up. But like I don't know. That's just like with anything.
Yeah. So Orange Theory, if you're interested, like you should sponsor us. You know, the podcast, but because we're talking a lot about it. But no, it's really great if you want to get in shape. Like it's kind of like jump started me back into the routine that I knew I wanted to get started. I just couldn't get myself to do on my own.
Yeah.
So anyway, but even, you know, whatever, just do you live your life.
Do you, boo?
I don't want to get so into it that I'm always just like, that's all I ever talk about. I feel like back when I was doing it the first time, that's like what I talked about all the time on the podcast. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I got a funny event that happened yesterday.
Okay.
I had a great day yesterday. Woke up, Blanc and I went to a community yard sale. You know, we like the yard sale.
Yeah.
Did some of that. Then we went downtown Kennewick. There was we saw people walking with these like bags.
Yeah, the art show that they were doing down there.
So I was like, so she goes, "You want to go look at that?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we go and we park and we were walking, and it's like the most hippie-ish the Tri-Cities will ever look. It was crazy. It was like
me and Alicia wanted to stop there too.
Came out. It was like liberal America in the heart of Kennewick, which if you know Kennewick, it's not a very liberal place.
No, we're very.
So it's very interesting to see. It's like a mini Portland, you know?
Yeah.
And we were walking through, man, some of the like woodworking stuff was crazy cool. Well, the day before, my nephew, who's a kindergartner, no, he's a first grader. Thank you very much.
Which one?
Jack.
Oh, Jack. Okay. Yeah.
Jack is a very, I want to like describe him correctly. He's like very animated. He's like the type of kid. He's like, first of all, like he loves women like crazy.
Okay.
He loves
the ladies.
A pretty lady. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's also very artsy and like, you know, dancey and like he's just very expressive, like freely expressive. And he wanted an amulet. He came to my parents' house on Thursday night and he was like looking around for an amulet.
Where did he get the idea?
I'm thinking Sophia the First. You ever saw Sophia the First?
Oh yeah.
So he really wanted an amulet. So we went outside and we found like a little rock in my dad's. Like he's got like a parking area for the RV, right? So he found a rock. It was okay, but it's like your normal little rocks. So we were in downtown Kennewick yesterday, and they have a rock store there. Not like geology.
No, I know what you're
focused. It's very like the spirituality.
It's the one that where you walk in and you go to the right.
Maybe.
Like and you open a door and it's like right there. I think I've been
there. Not the guy, not the jeweler.
Not the. Oh, okay.
This is like
a different.
Okay, so you go in and there's all these different kinds of rocks, right, and minerals, whatever, and like we're walking around, you can buy little rocks.
Yeah, I think Cheeky's been
the
there.
lady at the counter can tell you what the energy of these rocks will do for you.
Nice.
Medicinal.
Hey, we were just talking about energy last week.
So like I gotta admit, I have a really hard time with like pseudoscience-y stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I really struggle with it. I try not to be rude about it, but like
it seems silly.
I'm just like, there's some very simple studies we could probably do to see if there's like a real correlation or not.
It's placebo.
But anyway, I mean, a lot of people were in the store, a lot of people looking and buying rocks. So we found amethyst, which is actually my birthstone. It's very pretty purple stone, right? Very clear, like crystal.
Mine's an opal.
Whatever. So they had like a ton of little amethysts. So we found the right amethyst stone that we're like, that would be good for Jack for his real amulet. You know? And so we bought it. It was like $4 and it was like a pretty decent sized stone. And so like I go up to the counter and a very nice lady, she's like, ooh, that's a good one. It's like, thank you. She goes, that'll wrap up real nice. Like, thanks. And she goes, and you know what? I go, what? She goes, amethyst is great for headaches.
No.
I'll keep that in mind because I get a lot of headaches. And then Blanca looked it up in the car. She goes, amethyst is also good for mood control. It prevents you from feeling rage and anger. I go, that's interesting because ever since you brought that in the car, my rage has been increasing.
You're so
No,
angry.
I'm just kidding. I like, the power of your mind. Like, I do think it's probably more just like you're influenced by what you think.
Like a placebo
what is a
effect.
placebo.
Yeah.
But more power to you if it helps. Like if you walk around with your amethyst stone and it makes you a better person, but I mean, go for it.
Like I'm not like super hippie on that stuff, but I do feel like things, energy, there's positivity.
Yeah,
and
sure.
things.
I mean, we are all energy. Don't get me wrong.
Like I take into account, like when I go for, say, like in an interview,
Right.
I'll wear blue because blue is actually very
power
inviting.
color, right.
No, you don't want a power color. Like reds.
I like red. I like to shove it down the throat.
Yeah, you don't want reds or anything like that because that comes across.
I dress like Cruella DeVille when I try to get a job.
I dress like a fucking 1 Dalmatian.
I do think I know why she believed so much in the power though of the rocks and the stones, because we were looking at those amethysts and there was a closed glass case behind us.
It's probably $1,000.
And you had to they had the key, and on the top shelf there was a full-sized, very detailed penis. Made of rock.
Nice.
And
Strong
I
like
saw
bull.
it, and I mean, it was veiny and everything, and I was like, whoa.
You're joking, right?
No, I am dead serious. It was
a rock penis?
It was rock hard dick on the top shelf of this case. And I looked at it and I thought,
that's a Diddy
someone's
dildo.
gonna buy that.
Yeah, Diddy.
To use. I mean, that's probably why I'm just saying, like, why else would you have a rock shaped like a wiener, right?
That's true. Like what if someone wanted to touch it? Would she be like, please don't?
Well, she'd get it out, but she'd have to hand it to you.
But would you want to touch it? Is my thing.
I would not. I doubt it's been used at this point. I'm just like, whoever buys it, if you're in the market for a rock penis, you're probably gonna do something with it,
Hey,
but she
was it fertility?
Yeah,
it's a
and
fertility
it
stone.
probably is for fertility because there was like a woman figure that was there that kind of looked like one of those like ancient.
Well, a lot of cultures believe in stuff like that.
I mean, so it probably is. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I know that there's probably people that believe this stuff and like it's great, like it's good, but it is very like kind of funny.
That's crazy.
To turn around and see a dick right in your face.
You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Slap you in the cheek.
I mean, talk about rock hard. It was. Yeah,
literally
it was wild.
Was it literally rock hard?
I mean, I would imagine. I didn't touch it, but it looked pretty firm.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a good time though. We enjoyed the rock store.
Did you guys give that to Jack?
We did. We took it over.
How did he like it?
Oh, he was like
living
his best life. He wasn't feeling too good. They were supposed to spend the night at my mom's house.
His headache's gone.
And I mean, instantly, all of a sudden, he he started doing laps around the house. His headache went away. No,
he wasn't angry anymore.
No, but he did go in, and we were laughing because the second he went into his room, I forget what he put on the TV, but his mom laughed, my sister-in-law, because it's whatever like princess song he likes.
Oh, okay. Is it from Sophia the First? Probably?
I thought it. So like I'm feeling like that's where he got the idea, but it wasn't Sophia the First that we heard. I wish I could remember what cartoon it was that we heard.
Elena used to watch Sophia the First.
That's the only reason why I know about Sophia the
and
First.
the amulet. Now
and
that you say that,
that's why I'm like. That's the only reason that I'm saying
making that correlation
there, because the amulet was always the thing. For those of you that have no clue who Sophia the First is,
for you those that are listening with no kids, you won't understand. Those with kids know what Sophia.
You know
the
what
First
Sophia the First
they
is.
They have to know.
If you have Disney,
at least 73%.
So I mean, come on, Sophia the First. Look her up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see a little girl that ends up with an amulet that makes her a real princess, man.
Something I was going to bring up, and I was going to bring this up a few weeks back me, Alicia, and the kids, we all went out of town, and on this day it was just me, Alicia, JJ, and Elena, and I don't know if I talked about this, but so we went to this bookstore called Powell's Bookstore in downtown Portland. If you guys haven't been there, it's the biggest bookstore I think I've ever seen in my life. It's about 4 or 5 floors. It's crazy. It's huge. Don. You'll get lost in that mother. But anyway, before that, her sister was like, "Hey, you guys might want to go check out. There's this toy store downtown Gresham, which it's about a mile from her house, right?"
Okay.
She goes, "We got to gas up and we're going to get
By
coffee."
the way, it's hard to find just a toy store these days.
Yeah,
right?
So this is like not your typical toy store, right? This is dildos.
I was going to say, where are we going here?
No, this is
rock
like,
penises everywhere?
This guy, he has like vintage style toys, like Ninja Turtles, some new toys, cards, like card collections.
Okay. So people will come and like sell and trade their stuff to this guy
sometimes,
kind of a deal?
yeah,
like,
and he'll sell it to you. Like it's basically take someone's collection and then put it in like a store, and that's kind of how it's set up. Old movie looking posters.
Okay.
If you're a nerd and you love that stuff like me, like, and you like all the comic book stuff and like old like vintage games, all that stuff, like there's a little something for everyone there.
Okay.
Cool. It's a really cool store. So we're in there. And it's me, JJ, Elena, and Alicia. Cheeky's with her tia and stuff. Well, we're in there checking around. The guy is probably one of the... I only met the guy for... We were in there like, 30, 40 minutes. Already I can tell this guy's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever freaking met in my life. Anyway, we're in there and he's like, "Hey, you want that?" Because I'm looking at this like old... card with like a figure, like a sports figure on it. It was like a Frank Thomas old card. It was something cool. Like I collect cards, so I have a lot. And he's like, "I'll sell you both of those for $5."
Wow.
Right?
Did you do it?
Hell yeah, I did it. It was like it was such a good deal. Like because one that he was trying to sell was already like $10, $15, and he was like, "You know what? You can have 2, and I'll just give me $5." Wow. Like he's a cool guy. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like holding it. And then we're going up there and we're talking. And I'm going to plug this a little bit. But like he has a friend or someone that makes these art coasters. I don't have a coaster on it. So basically you get a coaster. Like this isn't it, but it'll be, a coaster for like drinks.
Okay. Yeah.
What the guy does is he'll put like a legit old like sports card or however you like it.
Oh.
And then he'll coat it with like a... What's that?
Epoxy
like an epoxy or something. Yeah. Looks very, very cool, right? Well, he's telling us this story about a friend of his who had described to him this perfect Christmas, right? How he got like a bike, and this is a perfect Christmas in the 80s. So, back in the 80s, it was just super cool. So he got like a Nintendo, a new bike. He got like, he was probably rich. Well, the store owner, I think his name was John or Joe. I can't remember now I'm kind of like feel kind of bad, but I think it was Joe.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh yeah," he goes, I got this made for him and it just came in. And so he opens it up and sure enough, it's like this coaster and it has a picture of his friend when he was young on that bike. It has like a little, it's like a collage. So it has a little picture of Nintendo and all this stuff, and it's like he specially got it made for his friend.
Wow.
And you can tell it like meant a lot to him. Like he was very sentimental about it. Like he had to fight back tears, right?
Wow.
And he was just like, I can't wait for him to see it. Like he's super excited about it. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, man." Well, we pay, and we're just kind of shooting the shit, as they say.
Yeah.
As the young kids say. No, they probably don't say that. But so anyway, this other guy comes in, and me and Lisa are sitting there talking to the guy. Well, this guy comes in with this Power Rangers helmet, right? Well, before he opens this Power Ranger helmet, the guy tells the backstory of what this is. So he had this kid come into his shop looking for Power Rangers and drew a picture. He goes, "Oh, the Rainbow Ranger. That would be a cool Power Ranger. You think they have one of those? You think they'd make one of those?" And the guy Joe's like, "Nah, you maybe, he was like super. It sounds like he was very positive about the kid. He has the picture.
It was like a little kid.
Yeah, a little kid, because he has the drawing there on the wall
that the kid made.
Okay, for this Rainbow Ranger.
Right. Oh man,
that
I think I know where this story.
That he would be so cool, and we're like, oh, that's cool. And so that guy put it out on Facebook or something, and so this local person reached back, and his girlfriend who wasn't there, painted this helmet, right, and designed it around this kid's idea for this kid, right. So when we were there, we just happened to be a part of this blessing that this guy was trying to do for this kid. Yeah. Took it out of the kindness of his heart. This store owner of this place took it from, the kindness of his heart to
put it out there.
These other people, bless them. They made it happen. And we got to watch the revealing right there.
That's cool.
And he pulls it out, and then there was a little Power Ranger toy kind of painted like rainbows, rainbow style. And then he pulls out the helmet, and the helmet's just like dope looking though. It's not just like rainbowy, but it's rainbowy. It has those different colors of the rainbow. The two colors that I can see of the rainbow.
It's like a mixture of grays.
Yeah.
A little brown.
But it was such a cool experience because
that's neat.
This guy, he started crying.
This almost sounds like a show that'd be on the History Channel or something.
Dude, seriously, this guy could be in a show, a series of something, because he starts crying
wow, this is going to mean so much to this kid.
Yeah, and he's just tearing up, and I was just like, oh man, thanks for letting us be a part of this.
Say what you want to about Portland. They got their issues. They got some, interesting people, but where else is that going to actually happen?
Dude, I've never seen it, but be able to be a part of someone's blessing like that, something that they were doing at the time, that was
that's cool. So he's going to call that kid and be like, hey, I got something in that you need to come see.
Yeah, I'm going to give you.
Wow.
It was such a cool, it was just the whole story, the whole thing about it was what me and Elisa were like, man, that was cool.
Do you think it's possible that
it felt so good.
The real life Santa Claus?
Fuck yeah. I think
so. Is the North Pole a little toy store in
Gresham?
Portland? Or Gresham? Yeah.
But this toy store, the Gresham toy store, if you guys are ever in that area, go check it out.
That's cool, man.
It's actually really cool. The guy seems super cool.
Just go buy some stuff from that guy. It sounds like he deserves your business,
Oh, yeah. It was I don't know.
It's something different. It's just extra, right? He doesn't just sell stuff.
Yeah.
He loves what he does.
And that's what he was talking about. He doesn't make it doesn't sound like he makes a ton off of stuff, but he would be doing this
anyway. This is what he wants to do.
And that's kind of, he said some stuff like that. It was just a cool experience. That kind of made my whole day. I didn't even care. We went to the bookstore. It was fun. Yeah. But for me, I was just that was my highlight. I was that was probably one of the coolest things.
That's a cool point. Finding meaning and purpose in your life, right? Isn't that what it's all about? If you find meaning and purpose in what you're doing 90% of the time, you're going to be happy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
instead of clocking in and out all the time.
Right. Yeah. If you're tired of that grind.
Well, I think that's important though. Alicia, she wants to, I think she likes where she works. But she also,
I know she likes the people she works with.
She loves kids, and she's always wanted to be in the school district. And now she's actually kind of trying to work towards that. She wants to get into be a para and do all that.
Okay. All right.
Change up her hours a little bit, obviously, what she wants, and but just to be able to be around kids and do what she likes.
Nice.
I don't know. It's. I think it is hard to find that purpose sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't know, they always say, find your purpose, but it's really hard. Sometimes I feel like there's certain things I feel like grab me. It will hit me sometimes. Man, I think I need to be I think I sometimes feel like I need to help underprivileged like families or
Gotcha.
Something that happened to me as a kid. I feel like I need to give that back.
Pay it forward kind of a deal.
Yeah, you know, like those Secret Santas we used to
Right.
get. Like that's something I feel like I always say I need to do that instead of saying I need to do that. I'm going to do that. You know, like, but stuff like that. Those little blessings were, you know, I don't want nothing in return. I don't even want to like tell people like, guess what I did?
Right.
You know, I just donated $1 million.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's always that low key. People do all this stuff, but that you never hear about
I
it.
used to feel sad. Like my mom worked for a company that would do that. Like they would do the Giving Tree or whatever it was called. I don't remember what it's called.
Angel's Tree or something like that.
And so like when she worked at that company, like everybody in the company would take a family or whatever. Mm-hmm. And my parents always like tried to get decent things for these kids. And but there were some people that would do it and they would go to like the dollar store and get crap. And it's like, you're taking an underprivileged kid who's already not going to get anything. Like, and can't you just get them at least one really cool thing?
For real.
Like, we did it one time, and I remember we went and tried to get, like, a bike that would actually be, like, a decent bike.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. If you're going to do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for
or
sure.
don't do it. Like,
the parents are already going to the dollar store probably or whatever.
And you meet these people, these parents that are like trying their best. One family that, you know, Blanc and we did it for, I think the parents had split. And so the mom had like a decent house and stuff, but things weren't good. I mean, I don't think she was in a position where she's going to have it much longer. I don't, you know, and it's like someone's life can be falling apart. The kids are going through all this emotional stuff. It's the holidays. It's supposed to be a happy time.
And I know it's not about gifts. Everyone says that. We know it's not about gifts, but it's also
to little kids. I mean, to a degree, it kind of is.
Well, it's always nice to get that one gift.
This is America, man. Let's not kid ourselves.
No,
it's
you're
about
right.
Jesus. I know, but it's commercialism. It's about gifts.
You know, I think Christmas is more about family. I know it is about.
I totally agree with all that too.
But you're right though.
But this is America, and in America, we love spending money and we like getting stuff.
I don't care who you are. You love a little present.
Yeah, and as an adult, you really love giving your kids presents.
Oh,
every year, I'm like, we're not going to go all out because they have so much stuff and we don't need to spend that much money. And then what do? The 2 days before Christmas, you're running around because you want them to have things to open on Christmas.
You know what it is too? I feel like, at least for me is like, me and Alicia do the same thing. We're not going to go out this year. And then I'll like start buying random things. Oh, you know, the girls would like this, or JJ would like this. Right. You know, it might not be nothing big, but
well, you do it smarter than me.
I just like, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I'm trying to give them something I might not have had growing up. Even though my mom did a really good job of,
I hear you.
You know, providing for us and trying to get us, you know, what we wanted. And sometimes did it work out? Probably not. But there was other times that it did work out.
Right.
But, you know, so to be able to like give that to your kids that you couldn't get, like it just, I don't know, something about it feels good. And, you know, are we enabling our kids to be a little spoiled? Probably. But you know what?
We have nice kids though. We have kids that don't act like brats.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's true.
You know, and I like, growing up.
I want it now.
I definitely grew up in a household where we didn't get everything all the time. Like my parents are working people. My dad was like a truck driver, but he worked at like for local people, the Hanford nuclear site. So they made good money for the jobs that they had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it was a comfortable living. It wasn't a great living. It was a comfortable. Yeah. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so we didn't get everything we wanted. But come Christmas, I did have grandparents that were pretty, they had a good retirement. They were stable. They were set. So we got the special gifts from them, right? Like the real, and my parents got us like really nice gifts. So I had that growing up. And then you have the pressure to do more for your kids. Yeah. You know, like you always feel like you should be doing more.
Like, I'm going to make it better.
It's like you're saying, like, when is it too much? And when do you need to let your kid know, like, hey, this isn't just a given. Yeah. You know, this isn't normal life. This is not what you just expect out of life. This is very, you're very lucky.
Yeah.
Most people in the world don't live like this.
You're in a privileged position.
You are very privileged.
I think Cheeky, it was not that long ago, kind of brought up. She goes, I didn't realize we're she goes, we're rich. And we're like, well, you know, I wouldn't say rich.
We're not in financial trouble.
We're middle, you know, we're middle. I would say we're middle class.
Yeah, right.
You know, so we're not doing terrible. But, you know, she had a friend that had talked to her about, it was something about, like, it's something simple like ABS. Or ASB, not ABS. I think that's a plastic.
Lou Gehrig's disease. Anyway.
But like
anti-lock brake system. Their car doesn't have it. They couldn't brake. It was a horrible accident. Anyway,
they couldn't afford that.
ASB.
Oh yeah. Well, like her friends, you know, had to pay or didn't have to pay. They get it for free.
Yeah.
But obviously,
I see.
You know, like for her, she had, you know, still had to pay for it. And that, you know, like I remember growing up, that was never an option, which I think is actually cool nowadays. That's actually like,
you were just expected to cover it no matter what.
Oh yeah. I always paid my ASB was like, I don't know, $30 or $25 or something. But she's like, she had that realization, like, oh, okay, maybe we're, you know, she didn't like, she's never been like, oh, we're so poor, you know. But she, like, to get that comparison though.
Yeah.
Like
she's never grown up with that anti-lock brakes. I mean,
yeah,
you know,
she's had brakes.
Can you imagine if your brakes locked up and you had that trouble? Like, man,
what kind of car are you using?
God, what is that?
From
Like
the 30s?
73 Chrysler? Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah, you know, working in schools, yeah, you see a lot. Like I work at a school that's overall pretty fortunate.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of very well-to-do families, but we also have families that are working really hard. That
like you said, you guys helped this lady who had this nice house on the outside. To many others, they're thinking, no, these people are pretty, you know, they're doing well in life, but under the surface, they're really struggling, or
maybe they're
having
not
a hard time
able to make the rent anymore, and you know, maybe somebody was really sick, and I don't know. There's just a lot with people, and it's easy to get mad at people or to see things a certain way and to forget to look at perspective like that, you know, when you're, you know, like driving and someone's in your way and you're like, get out of my way.
Yeah,
but,
what the fuck?
You know, maybe there's a story there. Maybe there's a story there. Or maybe there's not. Maybe they're just an asshole, but
probably.
Maybe there's a story. One
Speaking
thing
of
that
a
was
story.
funny to me, I had a kid that at school, he's like, he told me, he's like, hey, remember when I saw you at my yard sale? I was like,
Keep that down.
I do remember that.
Remember when you buy my used stuff?
Lived in a really nice house in a very nice neighborhood. I was like,
was it a nice yard sale?
Yeah, you know that house that looks like something from Tony Stark would probably live there up on the hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just wanted to go see this house because we were always like, who lives there? Turned out to be a parent or a grandparent of a student at our school.
When I used to install fences, one of the jobs we did was for this he played for the Americans. Ole the goalie is his name. And so we were doing, his house was just got built and it's off like Badger Mountain, and it's off a hill, right? Yeah. So it looks down to us peons over here. But that house, when we went up there to go, like, you know, get the job lined out and everything, it's just this insane Tony Stark like house. Like the front view is, I just remember there was probably I don't know, 25 feet of like this room with just windows, and you had these treadmills. It looked like a gym.
That's nuts.
Your TV's hanging down. Their view is of the whole Tri-City, because you know they're up on that mountain, so they're looking out.
It's almost like
beautiful view.
So it's almost like being in a penthouse or something.
Oh yeah,
because they're elevated up over the city.
He had when you drive up to like a hotel and it has that nice cover.
Oh yeah,
it had that and he had his son, I think, was autistic or something, so they had a live-in nanny.
Oh wow.
And so but she had her own fucking house.
That's awesome.
And it wasn't small.
Yeah,
it was like a nice.
She had a 2,000 square foot.
Oh, probably
thing of
easy.
Beauty.
The house he used to have was just down the hill, and he gave that to his in-laws, I guess.
Nice.
It's the story I was told.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, that's...
Man, being rich would be awesome, right?
Kind of.
But like, you know, you look at it, if we were in the 60s...
We'd be fucking...
60s people...
Dude, if we were in the 80s...
A lot more normal in their richness, you know what I mean?
If we were in the 80s, you know how rich we'd feel?
Oh, man, we'd be like...
I'd be doing coke off of a stripper's ass, man.
That's right, man. I'd be going to
I'd be in those dark arts.
a Reagan rally. That'd be
Reaganomics.
let's trickle down, baby. Let's do it. Yeah.
But you know,
No, yeah, we're
fast forwarding. I was just gonna bring this up before we close out. Something in China that I found hilarious.
Yeah.
Was the zoo, and I thought this was a fake story at first. Apparently, the zoo in China was painting dogs like pandas, and I don't know, like faking us out.
Hang on a second. Something's not right.
Oh shit.
Well, you guys
Anyway.
can't see it.
Well, what we were gonna bring up.
Go ahead and explain the story.
There's these pandas. Are these dogs? They're like painted exactly like pandas. It's our video. We're having a little technical difficulty.
I'm gonna work on this while he is talking about the story.
What got people to realize they were dogs was the fact that they were barking like a dog, and you know they're like super small pandas. But they did a really good job painting these dogs. I mean,
They did.
They look pretty cute.
I'm really
not
sad
gonna
that we
lie.
can't show you this picture in this video. We'll get that fixed for next time. But
Yeah, but
look it up.
but China-
Chinese zoo admits pandas
they
are just dogs painted black
so
and white.
great.
They look like
I wonder if we can play like and you can hear it.
probably.
Chinese zoo under fire after visitors.
They're clearly dogs. They have dog tails.
That one's panting like
They're
a dog.
panting like a dog. That's hysterical. They're like papillons or something. They're those like fluffy.
I could see it being like a chow.
They're like super fluffy. I mean, they did a nice job painting the black on them.
No, they did.
But the problem is, over time, they would get wet, and then I think the color would run or kind of soften a little bit. The other problem is the dog tail that's clearly on the back. Like they didn't even crop the tail. No, they have the little nub tail.
Pandas don't have dog tails.
They have a little nub tail.
Sorry, there's ads. Ads are hilarious.
Overworked liver. If you grab your ass, you have an overworked liver.
Yeah, I think she's exploding out her ass. Is what
Kind of looks like it.
It's
a cartoon woman bending forward with yellow shooting out of her butt.
It's
She's
disturbing. But
peeing out of the wrong hole.
It's disturbing.
It's very odd.
yeah, anyway, I wish that could have worked.
Yeah,
but
I wish we could have showed you guys. I don't know what went wrong there, but we'll figure it out. And next time we won't be such losers. So
I know we suck. I know what it is. It's just I got to change the video capture device.
yeah, right. We just didn't,
Easy peasy.
we didn't do that. So
Easy. No.
we can't do that, unfortunately, while we're recording.
No, yeah, it would just be a pain in the ass.
Well, guys, we got some golf to play.
Yeah, we
So
gotta
you
go.
guys get out in the world and you do something special this week. Do something fun. Holiday season's almost coming up. My favorite time of the year. Like we're getting into that fall.
Halloween's
Yeah,
coming.
football season.
Oh yeah.
Halloween.
My Niners ain't doing too good.
Seahawks have done. I mean, I'm not going to say they're doing well, but
I think they're 2-0.
they are.
Niners are
Last
1-1.
game, they won in overtime.
Yeah, Niners, they just didn't look right on a couple easy plays that could have been stopped. But now, like, half the team's injured, so it'll be interesting how it goes today. So I'll be golfing and watching the game, like, going through my phone.
Oh, is your game going to be on the same time? Yeah, Seahawks are too. I think I'm just going to wait and then watch it later today.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we'll see.
I just track the score on my phone. I'll just be like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some games I get invested in where I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know why that puts you in a bad mood sometimes. I don't know. If you're invested in sports, some of you guys know, if you have a team you're like super invested in and they don't do hot,
Yeah.
it can put you in a bad mood.
See, and I don't know enough. I've said it before. I enjoy watching football now, but like you could say a name and I'd be like,
I'm not as bad as I used to be where I'm like, make me like grumpy.
Yeah.
Like the next day I'd be like,
oh, my brother.
like I
used to be
felt like I
funny.
was like on the team or something.
Yeah, right.
And I just lost the Super Bowl for them.
You're in there throwing stuff
Like
around like it's the locker
I had to
room.
stand up. I knew if I would have stood up, that would have happened. And look what happened. I caused that
Right.
interception.
Right, you're spinning around in circles, touching your nose, like this is my lucky dance.
Yeah.
If I do this, they win.
There's times where
Yeah.
I still do. Like I'll stand up. Anyway, go ahead. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead where?
Go.
Anyway.
What, you want me to leave? All right, guys. You
guys have a good one.
Take care. Happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Look at us rushing. We gotta go. This is one of our shortest podcasts.